For Spring/Summer 2020, we're delighted to reintroduce you to the Resurgence Cafe Racer Slim Fit Selvage Denim Jeans. These are all new and improved for this season, and they build on the success of the predecessor, the Cafe Racer Skinny Jeans, which have been the best sellers here at Urban Rider for the past 4 or 5 years. But with the introduction of CE approval changes last season, we saw the departure of that predecessor, with Resurgence waiting to get their new collection fully CE approved to the highest standards available to them, and we have a wonderful lineup of new Resurgence gear to show you. So everything that made the Cafe Racer popular, like the fact that it's this wonderful 12-ounce selvage denim with just a beautiful fit and finish to it, has now retained into this. So the fit's the same, the look is the same, but what we have is an even better lining of the PEKEV, which is this highly abrasion resistant in-house aramid fiber owned by Resurgence, which gives it masses of abrasion resistant slide time. This is now blended with that, and it has achieved AAA levels of CE approval. This is the very highest rating degree that there is possible. And traditionally, it's the reserve of things like one-piece race leathers, stuff that's single-mindedly made for protection and technical purposes. So we rarely see anything in the urban riding segment that's AAA approved. And so it's even rarer still to find it in something that is ultimately designed to be worn off the bike as much as it's designed to be worn on the bike in a package that's as understated as it is. There's nothing about these that suggests they're a motorcycle jean from the outside. They just look like a really wonderful pair of selvage denim jeans. We have the indigo blue here with the contrast orange stitching, and then we have the black, which is all black throughout, both in stock and available now. So this AAA rating really is one of the most impressive features about it, but the fact that it still feels like a very comfortable all-day wearable jean is even more impressive still. Whereas the predecessor had a lining that was 60% lined down to about here or so with the PEKEV, this one goes all the way through. So there is no single piece of this that is exposed to any weakness from abrasion resistance. And for the price of £245, you also get included Level 1 CE D3o Ghost armour. Now this is probably the best armour going on the market. It's unbelievably thin, it's 5mm thick, and it slots into the knees, which are height adjustable, and the hips. And there you go, it's really wafer thin. It's got this triangular structure to it, which allows lots of airflow for breathability and obviously reduces on weight as well. So in terms of an armour that you could get in a jean, this is the best stuff you can get, and it comes included that full set at that price. The predecessor, which sold so much so that it was one of our best-selling items, as I said, this was a 215. Now, with all these revisions, improvements, the extra certification, and the much improved armour as well, coming in at 245, I think is really impressive. And if you're impressed by this, do stay tuned, because Resurgence have so many great things coming out. We also have the kind of sister brother product, whatever you call it, the Warrior jean, which has always been an equal seller to the Cafe Racer, both being bestsellers. And this one is essentially a non-selvage equivalent, slightly lower in price because of that, but also because it has a slightly lighter version of the PEKEV, but still being very, very highly protective. And in fact, the newer version coming in at AA rated, that's significantly less money, in around the mid-£100 mark, which again is staggering for the certification and the quality of finish and everything you get. So do stay tuned. But when it comes to the Cafe Racer jean, the fit is fantastic. And as I said, the predecessor was called a skinny fit, but it never really was. It was always a slim fit, so that was a bit of a misleading name. This is now called the slim fit. You may see online possibly the Cafe Racer jean being sold cheap, and that will definitely be the previous non-CE approved version with a lighter lining of the PEKEV. And essentially that's kind of old stock, so those will cease to exist. The new one, which has exactly the same name, albeit apart from the fact this now says slim rather than skinny, that is the new version we're talking about, brand new for this season and coming in at 245. So the detailing on it, as I mentioned, really subtle. There's nothing that gives away the functionality of this. You've got double stitching throughout the majority of it, the contrast orange stitching on the indigo jeans, which goes around in a fairly sort of formulaic manner everywhere you would expect it to. You've got these double belt loops very close together on the rear with this slightly raised part to the rear so you can get a nice join with the bottom of a jacket. And you've got this tan leather Resurgence patch here on the rear right section. And as you go back round, also the brushed sort of antique brass effect to the snaps has Resurgence engraved into it, and also on this button snap at the top here of the zipped fly. Zipper fly is always, for me, the easiest, least fuss and just simplest ergonomic way of doing the zipper on a pair of jeans, full stop. The selvage denim at the bottom is visible with this little signature red strip on the turn-up. So this is woven on a shuttle loom, and people that know what selvage denim is don't obviously need this explained to them, but it's just a better, more expensive process to manufacture denim, and it's just using the finest denim available. It means you don't get frayed edges, everything is woven back around in on itself, so it's finished really, really nicely, and that little signature red strip is kind of the telltale sign of it. So when it comes to the leg length, these have 32 and 34 legs available. The waist size is spot on, it's true to the waist size. The Resurgence products have always been pretty much the easiest jeans in our collection in terms of minimized returns because they just fit like they should. But when it comes to the bottom of the leg length, just so you know, if you're looking at a 32, that means 32 from here to the bottom of this bit without the turn up being pushed down. So they all come shipped with the turn up by default. That's not something we do here or have done for the video. They're always like this. But then it basically means that, say you go for this 32, when you're on the bike, you quite often need an inch or two more because your leg is at an angle, the hem rises up, and you may have therefore a bit too much of a gap, ideally for what you'd want to your boot. So this is actually quite useful because when you're on the bike, you can just turn it down and make use of that extra couple of inches of fabric. So that always worked quite well as a sort of on-off the bike system, if you like, on the predecessor. And of course, that's still available here as well. So inside you get this lining, this sports wicking moisture lining, and as I said, the pockets for the armour, and then you get this invisible layer of the PEKEV, which is incredibly strong, AAA rated, and on the outside it's just plain selvage denim, so it looks and feels very much like you would expect a normal selvage denim jean too. The PEKEV is very, very lightweight, doesn't give much away, and the sports liner is just there for comfort. There's been quite a lot of talk about the emergence of single layer jeans, and there's quite a focus on it, but for me it's a little bit of a red herring because in my mind, many of the single layer jeans out there, despite being single layered, they actually feel quite stiff and they don't really represent the feeling you get from your normal off the bike, non-technical, regular jeans because they have this technical fabric woven into them. So by contrast, the triple layered things from brands like Revit, from brands like Resurgence, they're no different in the way they feel to me. So chasing single layered for single layered's sake can be a little bit of a red herring, and typically you're going to pay a lot more, which is why for me these are just a fantastic product. Coming in at $245, it's really great value for money when you consider the quality of the finish and also the certification rating at AAA. Anything I may have missed, anything you want to know about them, do let us know in the feedback section below. These are in stock and available to go right now. And stay tuned for more video reviews. As I said, the Warrior review is upcoming, and that's a very similar product, but it's at a far lower price point and just as compelling in my mind as the Cafe Racers are. There's also lots more from Resurgence, and of course more to come from the world's finest gear brands in our lineup. So thank you for watching. We hope you're still staying safe out there. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.